Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Hallyujuku podcast, where a couple dudes sit around, talk about East Asian pop culture, and all that it entails. Well, mostly just the stuff that interests us. I'm Petey Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me on this journey, on this endeavor, as always, is my buddy, my pal, my tag team partner, Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
Hello, welcome, hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for? Welcome to Hallyujuku. We're talking about East Asian pop culture. Of course, we start off every episode talking about what's caught our attention since we last gathered. Kaz, what's new? What have you been checking out?
So, something that has caught my attention is our boy Dumbfounded, once very well-known underground battle rapper, now a kind of weird inset into the Korean hip-hop scene, right? Because he doesn't do a lot of his music in Korean, right? He still does a lot of his songs in English. And he's working on a new project. I forget. I think it's called Rocket Man is what I want to say. But
the song is called Rocket Man.
Well, this song is called Rocket Man, but I think
it's the Rocket Man EP.
Yeah, so it's the project's called Rocket Man. All the songs that I've heard so far are super good, super interesting, and they're very, very dumbfounded, which means really complex lyrics and just super fucking fun. And this is kind of one of the ones that had a video attached to it. I would have probably rather featured one of the ones I liked a little bit better, but I like Rocket Man. Rocket Man's just really good. If you can kind of go through and dissect the lyrics, there's something in there. Because it's dumbfounded, so there's something in there.
But it's hype. It's just I think overall, aside from that, it's just a hype track. It's a hype hip hop track. It's high energy. It's fun. The visuals are really cool on the video too. It's just dumbfounded, walking the streets of Seoul, I believe. Just getting drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess it's probably Hongdae, but that's just me. It's just me guessing. But we're he's just partying, doing his thing. But the song is just hype as all hell, which is really cool.
Yeah. I thought it was really good, and I kind of liked. I like Dumbfounded, right? Because he does what I think you should do with hip hop, right? He makes you listen to the lyrics, and that I just think there's never anything wrong with that. I think that's always kind of the thing you want to do is make people listen to the lyrics. I feel like so much we're getting away from that where we are in hip hop. Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah,
and it's just not where I want to be. But that is beside the point. All right, now on to some more hype shit. My boy Jay Park also working on a new project to come out later, but this is a song off of this new thing that he's working on. This is called Get It All, featuring Cha-Cha Malone.
He provide, and this is just in case you needed a cha-cha beat boy.
Yeah. But this is also one of the things where it's a J Park song primarily in English, which he's been doing, or you've been seeing a lot of on YouTube if you've been paying attention. A lot of his songs that have recently released have also had kind of co-audio releases of an English version of the songs. Yeah. So there's something going on there.
It's going on for a little while because I know that I've used like Me Like Ya had an English release. We have the Korean version with Hoodie, and then the English one, which I've used to sell sound bars.
Yeah.
Once that bass hits, be like, sell me that sound bar. I'm sold.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just think it's been interesting that he's been choosing to do that a lot more now. Which we said, there's some things that we talked about before with maybe him starting to do maybe more American promotions and stuff like that with this possible Rockefeller signing that happened. So. Well, yeah, we'll see what comes of that, and I'm excited to hear more English Jay Park. I love hearing Jay Park in Korean, but like, I feel like to a slight extent that's kind of the force to do a lot of stuff in Korean because of how he got his start.
Yeah.
And I feel like he might be a little bit more comfortable doing things in English. I don't know, but
yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy Jay Park. He's fun. I love Dumbfounded, so I love that these two guys are got their starts in Korea. But they're not, they're very much kind of far from being in the Korean music scene, right? Like they're in it, but they're a little bit different, right? Because Dumbfounded got his start doing battle fucking raps in LA and stuff like that,
and releasing music in LA and all that. Yeah. I'm still on my campaign of get Jay Park to replace Chris Brown. It's my oldest bit, but probably not my oldest bit, but one of my oldest bits, and I'm sticking to it because I swear, it's like we'll all be better. We'll all be better off for it. I also recently rewatched the Boys Generation performance of G, which had 2 p.m., 2 a.m., and Super Junior members, including Jay Park in there. And it's fun. This is a nice little fun part of Jay Park's fat past, especially when you listen to this hard ass, like in your face, and wannabe gangster rapper, and hear this song, and then you see him like dancing to G in like pink jeans. It's like, but he did both admirably, and that's what matters. So keep it up. He did what he had to do, man. He did what he had to do. Really nailed it. But yeah, keep it up, Jay Park. I want to see Jay Park succeed in all the ways. But yeah. Moving on. So I have a couple of songs myself. A couple of things that caught my attention. New Twice. This one's this one's part of their repackage from their most recent album. The repackage for their first album now is called Merry and Happy. The song's called Heartshaker, and well, you know what to expect. You know what to expect. It's a Twice song. It's bubbly. It's fun. It's pop music. It's catchy. They look great. It's got a simple catchy dance to it, and they're going to perform it fantastically. And that's it.
Yeah,
and it works.
It didn't really do anything for me. I must admit, it didn't catch me. Like I actually kind of don't even like it. Like I don't know.
Yeah. It's not, and it's not. I would say, yeah, it's not. It's not to the level of even their last song, which I liked a lot better. I like you a lot better. But it's nice. It's a nice little song. I would say, yeah, it's definitely not. You can see why this was kind of like not a full comeback. This is the repackage. Let's put out a new song for the heck of it. Just because we got to do something for the repackage. If this was like, if I had been waiting for an album and this was what they came out with, I'd probably be thinking just like I thought with Signal. I'd be like, come on, man.
I guess I don't know. I like Signal a little bit better, but yeah, I guess.
But I'd be thinking the same way. But like I didn't mind it, just as a kind of like a fun little song that's not consequential. So it's just a nice little song. But yeah, more Twice. I need to get this album. Yeah. Aside from that, but moving on, I think moving on to the main release, the main release, which is kind of a legend in her own right, coming back again a year from like her previous big release, which I absolutely enjoyed. In her previous comeback, like I think it was last year, which was the first half of like this whole, I guess it's a double album. I mean, on two halves, the Cloud Dream of the Nine. And this one, and so she came back with a track called Ending Credit. And it is 80s as hell, and I absolutely enjoy it. Like, it is the aesthetic, the sound, the feel, the approach, the personality. It's all very, like, evocative of the 80s, and I absolutely enjoy it. She sings fantastically in this. The song is really good. The instrumental is really cool. It's very synth wavy, very 80s pop. And I think all of it works really well, and it's a fun listen. It's cool. It's engaging, and nostalgic, and and Jonghyun is fantastic. It's just it's almost like because obviously I'm not as familiar with her work, obviously because I came into K-pop, fairly recently, like only a couple years ago, and she's of before my time. But I'm glad she's making music, and I get to be familiar with her, because this is cool stuff, and you can tell like she's in a position where she's had so much experience, and she's been in the business so long that she kind of gets to do what she wants, which is kind of fun to just watch. Well, what did you think, Kaz?
I like the style of it. Like I didn't super duper like the song. I don't hate it in any way. I think it's pretty good, but I will say I liked that, like you said, that 80s style, like that kind of reminiscence of like some older movies and stuff. Like I thought it was super interesting and fun.
Yeah, I think it worked well. I don't know. I think I still liked the Dreamer, and I forget what the other song was. It was the Dreamer, and then it was another song. Oh, Watch Me Move. Those two songs I think I like better than this one. The first half of this whole album thing, but basically just those two songs. But I still enjoyed this one, and I think it works well. And it's a cool song. So yeah, really cool stuff. Yeah. Moving on, just a random other one, not a big song. 'Cause we're not doing a lot of songs this week. We're trying to keep things light and snappy. Just a quick little like cover that Lydia Lee, a singer that we've talked about before, kind of came into being known as the one for her cover of Adele. And then kind of working with other artists, has been working on like music and stuff, and working to debut. She's had a couple of tracks that we've talked about and enjoyed. At least I've enjoyed. Obviously doing a different thing herself, kind of more singer-songwriter style, doing with her passion for like jazz and all this stuff. She does this really cool cover she uploaded to her YouTube, but she's had up on her SoundCloud for a little while, or at least on the artists with whom she's working with SoundCloud for a little while, with a song called "I Fall in Love Too Easily," and it's a nice little jazz song. Like it's her. Yeah, it's
kind of a chill, like it just has like a really chill vibe to it. It sounds really good. Her voice sounds really good on it. Like it's not anything super spectacular, but I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth looking into both the artists, Eliud Haller. I wish I knew how to spell it properly or pronounce it properly, but hopefully I got it close. But Eliud Haller on piano and her singing. Definitely worth checking out both their SoundClouds to see what else, and checking out specifically Lydia, because she has a nice diverse like palette of sound like a musical palette. So it's definitely I'd say I'm gonna make sure to check her SoundCloud out and see what she's up to. I'm not, it's because that's a new thing to me now too. Like, I'm not usually one to like really explore SoundCloud. I haven't, and I'm also, I feel like I've been neglecting myself by not exploring more SoundClouds. Yeah, I hear there's some hot mixtapes in the SoundCloud. Some rappers out there hustling. Yeah, something worth checking out. Go check out Lydia Lee. Go check out her songs. Yeah, that's it for what's new, what's caught our attention in this week. Nice and snappy. Let's transition over to some headlines. Why don't we? As soon as I find the thing.
All right.
So headlines. Join us on the other side. Welcome back to Headlines here on Hallyujuku. Talk about some topical topics, things going on in the world of East Asian pop culture, some news, some updates and whatnot. Quick update. Another one bites the dust update. Subin, Seti, and Ayoung all leave Happy Face, so Dal Shabet are effectively done. At least we're speculating. Subin, Seti, and Ayoung, previously of Dal Shabet, have left Happy Face Entertainment following their contracts expiring, but Dal Shabet won't technically be disbanded somehow. Because
so we've gone through this,
they never want to announce it. Yeah, they never want to do the announcement.
Yeah, we've gone through this so many times at this point, and I think it kind of unless a company just really takes the gusto to then just re-queue like with different girls.
Which
then essentially these groups are done when people decide to leave after their contracts, right? Especially more than one person at a time. When you have a group of people leave, if you have one person leave in let's say a 5-person group, okay, you could say, hey, this group isn't done. If you have 4 people leave in a 5-person group, no, that group is done. Okay,
yeah.
Like I never understand the pretend thing in Korean entertainment to just not say, hey, you just give a really basic fuck statement, right? Hey, things are not necessarily going the way that we thought that they would with this group, so they're deciding to leave, and we're deciding that to go in a different direction, like, and we wish the best to the girls, and we hope that the people who love what we have done will support us in new projects, right? That's all you really have to say.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do this thing where you pretend like something is magically going to happen. Like we all can see that the writing on the wall. Like I don't even remember the last time Dal Shabet put out a release to even think about like having that pretend like, oh, you know what, maybe they'll still do like another tour or two, no, I don't even fuck that. Yeah. Like I don't remember any of that. So
and it's also, I think a lot of it is like like I wonder if part of it is a pride thing, like not wanting to admit that thing is over, that thing failed, and I think I'm wondering if that's part of it. I suspect that also part of it is the idea of not wanting to start over. Like they seem to be like, especially certain like labels want to make a brand succeed. Once they've created a brand and a group, they want to make it succeed. This should succeed before I can decide to start something new. Instead of saying, okay, this failed, move it aside, move forward, make a new thing. And they'll even worse when some labels will actually restock a group, and they end up with none of the original members, and you know that group, but you don't know who any of these people are, and it never looks good. It never looks good, and it never works. That never succeed. So you might as well just start a new brand. But they're I think it's just it comes down to the risk averse thing. Being afraid of risk.
Yeah.
So it's
well, see, then this
being
leads us
more
into
willing
our next
to
story,
try
right?
to beat your head against a wall than to risk trying to find a new wall, or to the risk trying to find a door, But it's you have this spot in this wall that you've been beating your head against for so long that the next time I beat my head against this wall, it'll break through. I mean, if I try to go find a door, I'll end up in another part of the wall, and I won't have made as much progress. In the end, you still have a concussion, and you have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, and this kind of leads us into this other story that you have in here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is also a happy face,
making smarter decisions. I think probably making a bit of a smart decision.
I guess, but
in a sense,
it comes in the sense of a clusterfuck, right?
I mean, Dreamcatcher abandoning Mix 9 to focus on other activities like overseas concerts, which by all accounts went really well. Because they had a concert in Brazil, I want to say. It's always Brazil or something. Mm-hmm. Brazil. Overseas concert, and they're announcing a tour of Europe, which people are really excited about. It's one of those things. It's this. I understand. So in lieu of that, they decided to. There's a lot of things back and forth that they either decided to pull out or were technically eliminated due to not being able to be active in the show or whatever. I think it just has more to do with how much of a clusterfuck that show is.
Right. The clusterfuck of eliminating 71 of the 170 contestants, but then not actually knowing who they eliminated.
This is and especially combining with the only reason they put them on the show was all right, this is a chance to for them to be on a show. Oh, this is the show that YG is doing. Let's see, hopefully get that in front of a few eyeballs. But then once they realize the show has less than 1% in ratings. We got a show in Brazil we can go to, and go to Europe. Probably do about as good as these are jobs. These are we have actual work. We
could make actual money as opposed to just
sitting here getting stared at by YG.
And not knowing who's eliminated. Am I eliminated? Are they eliminated? I don't know who's eliminated.
They didn't tell us to go home. Nobody got told to go home. But we have less beds now. What's going on? Do we have to play musical chairs to figure out who's going?
Right. It's where you just become the bigger man, and you're you know what? I'll leave.
I'll leave. And I love. I think the best thing that's come out of the show. I have not been watching Mix 9. I started watching some of the unit, which I enjoyed a little bit. I enjoy it a little bit. But Mix 9 seems like I don't know. It's
Not a
hard
good
to
show.
peg it. It's not great. It's all YG
Not a good
and
show.
being a creep. But I do love that. Speaking of Dreamcatcher, the some of the things coming out of the show is how like no matter what, Shiyun looks like she's absolutely miserable. It's including when she's getting praised for her singing. This is her getting praised for her singing, and this is a look on her face as if like somebody told her like they're gonna put her puppy down. Like it's like you know how to sing the song. Everyone should pay attention to her. You're a great singer. It's like
Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
I guess.
She's,
Whatever.
and it's also her love of paint, like the fact that she's everyone else on the show is like wearing cute like shirts and like shorts and being all like cute, showing the legs, and she's walking around in, like tracksuit and track pants. For every performance, she's like wearing pants, or like in the practice, she's wearing like full like like a sweater and sweatpants, like no, it's
You like what
not
you like,
comfortable.
you know?
I'm just trying to be comfortable. It's cold in Korea. Like she's it's
When
just
it's
gotta be
hot,
real.
what the fuck?
It is cold as fucking Korea. It is like apparently it's like minus. It's under. It's below 0 Celsius in like nowadays in Korea. It's cold. So you got to give her credit for that. But yeah, good things for Dream. I think this is a good sign for Dreamcatcher. I think that all in all, you know, the girls of Dal Shabet are going to, they're all going to find their path. Subin, you know, will continue to like be working on her own music. The other girl's probably going to get into acting because that's what they've been doing. Woohee will be there at the label all herself, but she's got a pretty successful career in acting. At least she's building something. So I think all in all, I think things are going to work out at least a little bit for them. I hope. I'm hoping. Yeah. Speaking of labels, I don't know. Kind of a long article here, but a couple of long articles, but for both of the same things, which is talking about a journalist. Kim JaehoJ Kim, tweeting out that something a little bit of it that shouldn't be controversial, but apparently was where she detailed that she was going to interview one of the big three artists, an idol, where the agency gave her a list of demands, including a promise that they would sue her if she wrote anything negative. Which is like kind of ridiculous. Like you can't write anything bad or non-toward.
I feel like someone in her position, because it was probably worded very loosely, right? So I feel like anyone in her position did the thing that they would do, which she was like, okay, you know what? No, thank you then. Like
yeah.
Thank you, but no.
Yeah.
And she said that they sent her a nice little apology. But then she got backlash from people.
Yeah, saying like, "Oh, you should be." Basically, a bunch of fans being like, "Oh, you should have been grateful that they let you interview them, and you shouldn't be all this, just because they're protective of their artists. They're protecting Oppa, this defamation stuff is they're protecting our artists. Is like getting all defensive which is funny because they don't even know who they're trying to defend. And it's like they're trying to defend corporations. It's funny how people are so quick to vehemently support corporations like doing business bullshit. Like as if like they're like if they're the ones that they're a fan of. Like it's comical.
Yeah. These are the fans that we talk about, right? Like we talk about these fans a lot, and you know, it's just really, really, really just like odd, and I just don't get these fans. And I just really don't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like the big thing is
The fact that people constantly just like I don't understand these things. Like I just can't get them, and I don't understand how fans are this blind still.
yeah. Yeah, I think and like the thing is like and we have another article where it's backed up talking about another journalist, Tracy Roby, talking about how she was threatened with a lawsuit by a Korean beauty company, on like when it came to their, I think a sheet mask sanitation issue, like. They were threatened with a defamation lawsuit, and then like it comes down to like this thing, like the defamation laws in Korea, and then that's the other big debate, which is the defamation laws in Korea, which fans like K-pop fans get way too excited, and it's like every time I see the headline, so and so company will pursue legal action against. Netizens making defamatory comments, things like that. And then always the comments are like, yeah, go get them, protect the artists. It's like why are people getting so excited about people using the legal system to stifle speech? Especially if there's not even Korean citizens. It's like people on like Reddit, on K-pop, or in other places that are like, and many of them are American. Like, why are you like? And it's funny. It's like this is barely ever used in this context, but those same laws that are used specifically to stifle speech by other companies and by the government itself. But they're all excited about this. It's like, come on, man. I don't know.
But I also love like even the Asian junkie, right? Who in this thing gets mentioned, right? Is like initially I'm just like, yeah, okay, I understand that, and then they're like through the confusion of other people, I even got to the point where I was like, yeah, fuck Asian. Wait, hold on, wait, no, that's me. Wait, wait, what's happening? Like it's silly, how much stuff like that like.
Yeah. There we go. Asian junkie got wrecked. Oh, wait. It's funny. It's like and then people want to misconstrue things, and it's fun. It's comical. I don't know. I think people need to step back and think about who they're advocating, and like just because it's just like. Just these companies using the law to stifle speech is not the right way. It just to protect Oppa or Ani is like it's not helping. Just calm yourself down. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like it's not new. It's not even new to me. Like we've seen like people that I watched on YouTube have issues with companies when they're trying to interview like artists, and like the few opportunities they get, it's like it becomes this weird back and forth about like having to vet questions. It's like you almost wonder like man.
Do you think maybe to a certain extent it's kind of this thing where people are so just like blinded, right? Like they love their idols, right? And they're so blinded by the fact that like, oh man, I love EXO so much that they think that they also love the company behind them, but they don't they don't understand the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. they don't love you. They don't love you.
Right.
Homegirl, they don't love you. Like, just
it's like it has this weird sense of like an abusive relationship, right? Like
yeah.
it's just
it's
like you think all the things that this person is doing is for you, to the fact where somebody brings up like, hey, I don't think that thing that they're doing is for your benefit, that you get defensive. You're like, of course it's for my benefit. Why wouldn't it be? Like, just like,
yeah, it's
okay. I was trying to help, but now I'm gonna walk away.
It's that classic tribalism it's like creating this thing where you feel like similar to like a sports team fan. Like, it's my team versus your team. Like, we're succeeding together. Like, and that's how they pit fans against each other for profit. That's how they use their fandoms so that they can get their way as a corporation, and that's how they fit. That's how they're able to pit fans against individual members if they get a little uppity, as well. Like, it's something that's almost comical that people get caught up into, but you realize that the relative age of people that are involved in the fandoms, and you realize the emotion, and it's like, yeah, you understand a little bit why it happens. You just wish people wouldn't exploit it as much.
But then,
yeah,
you have, as we mentioned, EXO fans, right?
Yeah. There's also specifically
who then threaten the company for not doing these things that we talked about.
Yeah, so an EXO stan recently filed a gigantic-ass formal complaint over alleged defamatory comments that stem basically from K-pop fandom fighting bullshit. I'm reading the Asian Junkie article. While another EXO stan got a permit to stage a protest against SM Entertainment due to them supposedly not taking shitty comments seriously enough. And in the end, seems like SM Entertainment did cave. For starters, let's tackle the War and Peace for formal complaints filed by an EXO stan. Look at that shit. Like, damn. Like, I want to see the spacing. Like, I want to know if they single spaced, double spaced. You do some 12.1. On the 13 pixel, to kind of cheat to get your got to get those extra pages, fill out the whole paper. And they talk about how they put it on Twitter, like they put in a PDF and all that. And there's a lot of back and forth about what's going back tomorrow, and how the people overseas don't understand that they have different laws. They're asking what the law of contempt is, things like that. So what does it mean? It means that in the midst of petty-ass fandoms, wars over K-pop bullshit, people on the internet were shitty each other, and since Korea has cyber defamation laws, there's those laws again, that permits suing people for just about anything deemed insulting, Stans is allowed to waste government resources to litigate shit that was said during the midst of these fan wars. As we've always mentioned when these cases come up, the actual issue is that the law itself allows you to effectively wield it as a cudgel against any speech one doesn't like. It's generally laughably dumb in cases like this, but abuse of it by the government to put down dissenters isn't so fun, so to cheerlead for this kind of bullshit application is less than ideal. He goes on. There's more to it. This article has a couple edits where there's some receipts about where this came from and what's going on, and then it looks like that SM Entertainment, in fact, is going to at least said that they're going to do some. They're going to put some legal action into things.
But one of the things I love about this, right, is like you said, the comments on Asian Junkie articles are always cool, right? And this one person, it puts like, in their comments, like, this shit is so silly because like SM is gonna end up suing a bunch, like if this follows through, right? SM sues a bunch of people for defamation, and then these people have to then read these things out in like a court and in front of police and their parents, and just be like, I said that they looked like a hard-boiled egg. And I apologize. And I'm sorry for these things that I have done.
What, sweetie? Go ahead. Tell them what they said. Is it Taman looks like Kai's mom? Well, their parents are sitting in the back, like, oh, at least we can save on college.
And there's just a lawyer sitting there like, how do
I went to lawsuit for this.
There's
shit.
15 of these. Like, we got to do this all day. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like slap his head during sex. It's just amazing that thought. I think that's the one thing we can at least enjoy in our heads as a good thought. But
now I don't know who's worse. Is it the fans or is it the company? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm confused now, man.
Everybody's wrong. Everybody's wrong and everybody's dumb.
Okay.
Everybody needs to
I like that. I like that. I think that's where I settle to. Everybody's wrong. Everybody's dumb. Everybody needs to stop.
Yeah,
take a time out. Go to your neutral corners. Think about what you've done. Everyone, even me, even Petey, everyone.
Yeah, we need to all take naps. Just take a nap, chill out, eat some chicken. Yeah. If you're old enough, have a beer. If you're not old enough or are sober, have a soda, or have a water. Have a sparkling water of some kind, maybe something nice.
Just take a time out, collect your thoughts, think to yourself, and chill. That's all it's about.
Meditate a little, do some yoga.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get on the DDP yoga, some exercise, chill out a little bit.
I think we've solved it. it.
A little bit DDP yoga for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, DDP solves all the world's problems. Diamond Dallas Page. Bang. Yeah. Now that we've solved everybody's problems all over the world, I think our jobs here are done, at least for the moment.
Yes.
Kaz, what do you got going on? What's up?
Check out Sports Odds and Ends, the show for the fly-by-night sports fan. If you like sports, if you kind of like sports, if you think you might like sports, if you're wondering what esports is, and you're just like, hey, my kid is into this, I'm kind of maybe into this, I'm not really sure. I like those video games. I didn't know that they were played professionally. We will talk about those things all on Sports Odds and Ends. We'll probably be talking about next time the uptick of live streaming sports on Twitch and other places. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, I know I like sports. I mean, baseball not so much lately, but
look, you could get into Overwatch now because I think Miami has a team.
Miami and Orlando share a team. Supposedly, we share the Florida Mayhem, and our logo is kind of dumb. But
oh no, all the logos are dumb.
I will say the Soul Dynasty is kind of dope. The Soul Dynasty is kind of dope, and honestly, they might be right.
Yeah.
Which granted, it's kind of like rooting for the Yankees. Oh God, the Yankees. Anyways, yes, he's at King Kaz. You can follow all his exploits there. I'm at PD Rave. The show is Hallyujuku. Keep a lookout for more stuff on there. Rebelli.net for this and other shows. Rebelli TV on YouTube and wherever else I decide to put stuff. We're everywhere.
Well, didn't they tell you? Don't you know?
Everywhere podcasts are and will be. We've even started upgrading our Pocket Casts. Like Squarespace made it so you can have like better show notes on things like Pocket Casts and iTunes, so you can have links in there. Just don't.
Nice.
Give it to me straight, Doctor.
So yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Until next time, hasta los huevos.
Give it to me straight, Doctor.